Jose, welcome to Moscow. Now, CSKA's biggest strength is probably in the middle of the field with Alexander Golovin. There's been a lot said about him being probably the future of Russian football, and Alan Zhagoyev. How much are you going to miss Fellaini, given his injury in that midfield battle?
Хосе, добро пожаловать в Москву. По поводу ЦСКА. Данная команда считается самое сильное звено, это центр поля. Выделяются такие игроки, как Головин и Дзагоев. Вы, в свою очередь, потеряли Fellaini. Как вы будете с ними справляться?
We don't have Fellaini, we don't have Pogba, we don't have Carrick. So all three midfield players that we lose for this match. So the solutions are not many. But we try not to focus on individual battles or in specific areas on the pitch. We try to focus on the globality, and we are going to have a team with quality, with balance, to try to win the match, which is our objective.
Jose, your sending off at the weekend seemed ridiculous, and Brian Robson made that point as well. How do you feel about that, and subsequently not getting any action against you?
No, if I am not punished, it's because there were no reasons for the sending off. So I'm happy that that was recognized, and that I can be doing my work normally against Crystal Palace. That's enough for me.
Alina Mutinian, Champion.com. You have played with CSKA several times, and last year it was Rostov. What was your first thought when you understood that you would play with Russian team again?
CSKA with Real Madrid, with Inter, with Chelsea, now with Manchester United. So it's something normal in my Champions League career. To be honest, I always like to be back because it's a beautiful city, and every time I come, it's better and better and better. So I have to say that it's a pleasure. Opponent-wise, I think it's the best CSKA that I'm going to play against. I think it's the best team that I face with CSKA as an opponent.
Afternoon, Jose. You mentioned Paul Pogba there in your first answer. Is there any update on his progress and when you expect to have him back?
No.
Jose, Mkhitaryan performed very well for you in the Europa League last season. He scored some important goals. Is there something about the European stage, the game, maybe it's more technical, that particularly suits him?
Sorry. No, first of all, let me make it clear that normally we bring here players that are starting the match the next day. Mkhitaryan is coming because he speaks Russian. I'm not, and I try to make it life easier for all of you, especially the Russian media. I'm not saying that Mkhitaryan starts the match tomorrow. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But the reason why he comes is because I want to make life easier for you. You are right. He played well last season in the Champions League. But in the Europa League. But last season was last season. This season is another story, and we need him to perform well again. Champions League is a different level. The quality is higher, difficulties are higher. Matches away at home are even more difficult. And of course, we need the best of our players.
Jose, I have a question about Victor Lindelof. After he joined Manchester United, you said he needed a little more time to adapt, and after that he started games in Champions League and in Cup. So how you like his progress? Do you think that group stages of Champions League can be a platform for him to go on the next level, to start more games?
Are you Swedish? I'm Russian. No, Victor will be given time and no pressure for his evolution. It's a very specific position on the pitch, and as I was saying, he needs time. He needs time, and we will be given time, but also opportunities, because just time and no opportunities to play, then the evolution gets slower. You need time, no pressure, but you also need opportunities. And the fact that he played against Basel and then against Bury, in the future is going to have more opportunities to play. He will prove step by step the good player he is.
Hi, Jose. Hello. Your team's obviously in a very good moment. It's unbeaten, it's only drawn one game, it's won the rest of the games this season. What's the key to be able to continue this tomorrow night and going forward?
We cannot guarantee this line of success, but the way to try to keep it is to do what we are doing. We try to play well, and in some moments of the match, if the opponent has moments of superiority, we have to be humble like we were against Southampton, and to cope with the difficult moments of the game. Looking to the match at Southampton on TV with time, I think there is an episode in the first half that could transform the game in an easy game, because we were winning 1-0 when that happened, and we could be in control and win the game easily. But then in the second half we had to be humble. We had to accept that the opponent was in a high, and we had to fight hard. So I think it's a mixture of our quality and be dominant like we want to be always, but accepting the reality of high-level football. When the opponent has a strong moment, you have to cope with it.
Okay, last two questions.
Jose, in your last answer you said there was an episode in the first half that could have changed the game. I don't know whether you were referring to the challenge on Fellaini, but how frustrated were you that that challenge went unpunished? Because it looked a pretty nasty challenge, and it was not off the ball at all. And how long do you expect Marouane to be out for as a result?
For me, Craig Pawson is one of the big talents in referee in England. He had an amazing game, in my opinion. He was so calm and he was so much in control. I think he had a great performance. And as I was saying before, after I watch it on television, after I watch it, no camera for Craig, and he made that decision. So decision made. Fellaini was lucky. Could be a much worse situation, but in a moment where we don't have Pogba and Carrick, Marouane becomes even more important than he always is. And not to be here tomorrow, like the first question was referring, is a difficult situation for us. But I expect Fellaini not to be out for a long time. And after Crystal Palace, there is the international break, and Belgium was, I think, the first team to qualify, so not even under pressure for a special big match with Belgium. So hopefully he will be back for us.
Okay, last question.
Hello, Mourinho here. Please, what you can talk about Vitinho, the Brazilian player, because he is in his best moment here in CSKA, and he is playing very well in this season. What's your opinion about this player?
You are Brazilian, but are you also his agent? No? I don't like to speak about opponents, because if I speak good, I motivate them. And if I speak bad, I motivate them. So I don't like to speak. I just say what I told before. I play many times against CSKA. I think this is the best CSKA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Спасибо.